talk about Miss and let's talk about who she is. For those that don't know uh, who you are and your background, let's give the readers a little info and a little insight about who you
As far I'm many things, but but I think in this interview we're going to talk about my personal training background.
We are. That's what we're gonna get into
Yeah,
it.
that's one of the many things, the many hats that I wear.
Okay.
So a little bit of my fitness background. I started into fitness about over 20 years ago. I got into it. I started losing weight for personal reasons, and then I got into martial arts. And then that just from the martial arts, it expanded to the boxing, and then to the boxing, and to the personal training and coaching, and then so on. So my fitness journey started about over 20 years ago because, oh wow, maybe even 30 now that I'm thinking about it. I feel old now.
I was say you keep raising the number, and I'm looking at thinking to
I
myself,
know. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not that young. I keep thinking, I'm like, wait, it's more than that. Almost 50. It's more than that.
you're
I'll be 49.
I am I am very impressed that you have maintained very, very well. I gave you 41, 42
God has been good to me. He's been good to me. I mean, I put the work in too, but he's been good to me.
max. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So with that said, and what
Hmm.
done has, exuberated your youthfulness. And I know that you were in the healthcare in the boxing field. Like I said, I did a little research. I know you also work for King's Promotions. You work for
Yes.
Lennox.
I've been in a hospital setting for 26 years.
Yeah,
I've worked for Capital Health, and then I've been with King's Promotions. It's going to be 7 years now, 8 in December. And then for Atlantic City Boxing Hall of Fame, I've been with them, I think, 4 years, 4 to 5 years, I believe. I lose track of time because I kind of try to keep myself young, but I think it's been more than that too.
yeah. And
Yeah.
know that you've been in the boxing community, and you've been with the Atlantic City Boxing Hall of Fame. It's
Hmm.
around a lot of big name fighters,
Oh,
big
yeah. Hmm.
champions, and it has also led you to being an instructor at Team 85 Fitness and Wellness. Now, is that um, a business where you're an instructor, or is that Miss LeBron's
Right
signature?
at the moment, I'm one of their coaches, their boxing coaches. So
Okay.
the fitness instructor is a little different. I'm not an instructor. I'm a coach and a trainer.
Okay.
So, which just means that the training is a little different. I gear more on functional training and, and on form. When you're a fitness trainer, you don't need as many credentials and you don't focus on a client as much as a trainer would.
Okay.
So my format is a little different. So yes, I do coach their boxing programs on Mondays, once a week, and then on Tuesdays I do a boxing circuit, which is open to the whole gym. And that is basically strength and conditioning exercises that boxers perform when they're getting ready for a fight. And then we do about 6 to 8 rounds on bag drills and bag work. So
Okay.
we mimic the same workout a fighter would do. The only thing is they're not fighting.
Right.
But any class that I teach, whether it's just for, a boxing workout or a fitness class, however they want to call it, I always make sure that I perform it as if you were taking a true boxing class. You don't really, in learning the sport itself, I don't just tell you to just kick and punch and do whatever it is. So
Right.
my classes are a little different than just a regular fitness instructor,
Okay. And
and which
that
is what people gravitate to. because they
Right.
feel that they're going to fight. They feel like fighters. I
That,
make them think they are. And,
that was my,
that empowers them. They love that.
and that's what I see, and that's what I know, and that's what I like because you inspire them, regardless of sex, age, relationship, no matter what. You have those people in your classes believing that they can go in there and fight Jerron Enos tomorrow. You
Yeah,
know,
that's important to me. I like to feel everybody comfortable when they come to my class that you belong here, regardless of you've never even hit a bag or put gloves on.
right.
It's very important for me, especially for women, to know how to defend themselves. So I always make sure that then where they're taking my classes, they learn their sport for that reason. You know, you never know. You might need to use this outside of here.
This is true. This is true.
So then they always come back for that reason.
I do notice you have a little pop. I've watched you work the hand pads.
Yeah,
So
a little.
you have great form. You have a little power behind you. So I know not to get in there and spar with you. Let's put it that way. Even though I used to do that myself, I
Yeah.
limits.
Uh,
I'm a little older now. I can't move as quick.
oh, I know the feeling.
So, and you've explained the difference between a trainer and a coach. And what made you want to become a personal coach?
Um, we're normally in the boxing world, you're considered a coach, not a trainer. And I think a coach plays a little different role. I think a coach becomes a little bit more intimate with the client or whoever they're training as opposed to just a personal trainer. Personal trainer does, they do guide you through your fitness goals and workout plans, but I think having a coach is a little bit more intimate with you. They know you more on a personal level. So
Okay.
that's why I do both.
Okay.
But whether you're my personal training client or I'm just coaching you and boxing, you're gonna get both, either or from me. So
And that alone keeps people coming back
yeah,
and see that.
you build relationships with clients and it's hard for them to leave you because most of the people they don't just come to you just to get a workout. I mean, a lot of them they can just turn the TV on and do that on themselves. They don't have to go out and pay me to do that. But, you know, they prefer to do that. And it's more than just me telling them how to do a squat. Anybody can do that.
Parallel, sitting in a chair. Yeah. So you're right. And how can I say this? Because I know in coaching, because I coached amateurs myself, and I coach just fighters. And I know with just fighters, I had to wear many hats in the gym, not only with the fighters, but the amateur, the younger fighters, the parents, the whole 9 yards. How do you distinguish between, you know, being a coach, training, or coaching your clients, and then clients that come in with, I, and I don't want to say problems or issues, but with just life, they come
Hmm.
in just life problems.
I think for me, I know from experience coaching kids in the boxing gym or even, just regular clients in the gym or just being a trainer, the issues are always the same. So when I'm training or coaching anyone, the mindset stays the same. It doesn't change because I don't look at this client as, oh, you're not a fighter. I'm going to treat you in a different way. No, life is kicking your ass right now.
Right.
I'm going to give you the same advice as I'm going to give my fighter.
Right.
Life is going to kick your ass just because you're not fighting in the ring if it's kicking your ass in a different way. So the mindset stays the same for me.
Okay. Now,
So,
and that's going to bring me to the next question, because you say the mindset stays the same because you came in that they come to you for a service. They come to you for not only physical, but sometimes mental,
hmm
some spiritual conversation.
hmm
How important do you think that is to your job?
I think for me, it's not only important, but it's an honor when somebody's able to open up and be vulnerable with you with things that are hard for them to talk about. That they're able to look at me in a way where I can trust this woman with and her not be judgmental. It's hard to find somebody that you can do that with. And I've had that opportunity with many people when I've built relationships where even when I stop training them, they're still, they become friends. They're not just clients. So for me, I'm a nurturer. I got into fitness because I like to motivate and I have a passion for fitness. And even, my career is helping people. My training, coaching is helping people. Everything that I do surrounds it's about helping someone. So yeah.
Those are very um, great attributes about me. Like I said, I sit back and observe and I don't say a whole lot. I'm really quiet. And so those are some of the attributes that I've already had inside about you. Now you confirm them as we do the interview. Uh, in training, coaching, like a lot of coaches, they have a philosophy. My philosophy as a now boxing journalist
hmm
is you look good, you fight good. You train well, you fight well. Those are just some things that I, translate to people when I talk to them. It's
hmm
how side is how you're gonna um, prevail, in whatever you set your mind to. Doesn't have to
hmm
be whatever in life. What is your personal coaching philosophy?
As far as for me, I think um my coaching and training philosophy is more I like to do I gear more toward functional training. And when I say that is I gear towards more like overall movement, just being able to walk, the simple things in life. Before when I was younger, yes, it was about how much weight I can pull, how long I can run, all of that. But things, my things change as you get older. So it depends, if you asked me when I was 20, my answer would have been different. But today, just being able to take a walk, that alone feels good to me. Yes, I train hard. Yes, I lift weights. I do cross training. I've done it all. I still do. I still stay active. But for me, just being able to take a walk is like top tier for me. And when I say that, because I see people that are not even able to do that. And when I see that, and I'm just when I'm looking thinking about it as I'm walking, just my heart just swells like thank you. Like just being able to take a walk, a brisk walk where somebody's just like begging to do that. At my age, I see it all the time, depending on your health conditions or what you've gone through, or, as we get older, things change. Most of us don't take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
I've been lucky at my age that, I don't have any health issues. I don't take any medications. I never have, I have the luxury of saying that, but some people don't. So when I see that, it's just, thank you. I'm able to walk up these stairs and, my back doesn't hurt. I don't have to, just the simple things in life.
And that's commendable. I'm not as fortunate. You know, growing up, I felt as though I was indispensable. I was a country boy.
Mm-hmm. Most country boys think they are.
So,
It's very hard to do everything.
as we age and get older, I come to find out that that's not the case.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's funny.
85% cartilage loss throughout my entire body, which has slowed my
Hmm.
because my fight weight I was 223 pounds and was
Hmm.
tired and not able to. I still exercise, but not as intense as I used to because of that. So
Yeah.
really commend you for continuing to push and continue to thrive because that alone inspires others to want to do that. And you inspire others that you don't even talk to and don't even know because I read a lot of the comments. Things are posted from friends that are in the boxing world just to see how they inspire others and reading
Hmm.
of your clients, from a lot of your friends. Uh, Everything is inspirational, and it gave me chills because it reminds me so much of myself. I tried to preach positivity everywhere I go, and to
Hmm.
see it in you um, blossom and just flourish without any effort at all um, is really what made me want to do this interview because I think it needs to get out there. There are people still out there that has love for others.
Oh, absolutely. Being a role model is one of one of my goals in life, especially for women.
Right. Right.
Not just, I inspire everyone, not just, women, because I hear them, the men, and when I tell them my age and, what I've done, their reactions alone you know, is nice. So that's what keeps me motivated.
And that was going to take me to my next question is what keeps you motivated in order to keep your class motivated? Um, and you just answered that, so I won't repeat that question. So we want to go into the actual coaching training part of it now. So
Okay.
you have a new client or clients that are coming in
Hmm.
has never done any sort of exercise like this because we all
Hmm.
know boxing is a different sport.
Well, everybody's different. Yeah, you have to. There's different things that you need to consider. The individual. Everybody has individual goals and dietary needs. Especially now we live in a world where some people are vegan. They don't eat meat or pescatarian, whatever it is. Or you have to consider age, gender, weight. How often they exercise or even just move. So there's a lot of things that you have to consider when you have a new client, when you have to do, a nutrition plan or a workout plan for them. It's not a one size fits all. That's never going to work for anybody. So there's a lot of things that you have to consider when I meet with somebody. So there's a lot of questions that I've asked, what their goals are, what they're currently doing and what they expect to come, from this and realistic goals. Because again, some people set unrealistic goals and then fail and it gets discouraged.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that you have to consider when you do a workout plan or, talk about nutrition. I'm not a nutritionist, so I always guide them with nutrition. So most of the time when you're deal with somebody that I eat meat, but again, some of my clients don't. And they ask me, okay, what can I, substitute? So of course I got to do my research on, and ask, the nutritionist at my job, which I'm fortunate enough to work with nutritionists where I can, seek guidance or have some resources at my job where we already have for patients that are either diabetic or have heart conditions where they have to follow a certain diet. So I'm lucky in that department where I'm close to resources where I can ask, or find them if I need to.
That's excellent. That's excellent.
Yeah.
And that is amazing actually, because most people when they get into a role like you have, they want to overstep their boundaries. They want to, and I won't say they want to, but they fall into the place of doing more than what they really are. You seem like you keep everything in check and you have resources to go to find answers for people, and you stick to exactly what they came to you for. And that in itself is amazing as well. And it differs when you have one-on-one or when you have maybe two clients. As far as a class, because I know you do some larger groups, like you said on Saturdays, you do
Yeah.
some larger groups. Well, how with the difference in variances in athleticism, endurance,
Hmm.
just actual body structure, how would
Hmm.
you go about structuring a fitness class?
Fitness classes are a little different. I have to consider who's my audience that day. My audience can be everybody in their 20s and 30s. The next following class, it could be 40s, 60s, 70s. I have my class does not discriminate when it comes to age. I
Right.
have from 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds come to 70-year-olds. So once I can write out my class, and then that day, a few people show up that I know that they probably can't perform some exercises, I will make those changes because I don't want nobody in my class to get discouraged. Any anything that I do on my class, I always modify. Everybody's at a different level. Every time I teach a class, the beginning of the class, I always say everybody's different here. I don't know your bodies. I don't know if you have any injuries, whatever it is. If you can't do, please don't do it. I don't force you to do it. If it's uncomfortable, if it hurts, please don't. We can modify. So, you know, please don't look at who's to your left. They could be here for months. The one to your right just got here yesterday, like you did. Everybody's different. Focus on where you're at today. Listen to your body. I don't know what kind of day you've had. You might have had a rough day where you're tired. The one next to you was home taking a nap before she got here. That's why she has more energy. Those are things that we all tend to forget and start comparing. Well, I'm not going to go back. They were going too hard. No, she just took a nap before she got here because she told me she did. you know so some people, I always make sure I make people, like, again, I go back and I make sure that people feel comfortable coming to my class, no matter if they've never taken a boxing class before, because most of them haven't, and they always come back. Most of the time, at least 90% of the time, somebody who has never taken boxing always comes back to the class.
That's wonderful. And I'm going to finish. I have one last question. Um,
Hmm.
I take it back too, but this is for the interview. Then the next one is just going to be a general question. What are the career goals for Mr. Lebron? I mean, I know you're in the healthcare field.
Hmm. My day job, I love my day job. Don't get me wrong, but it's very demanding. I have over 35 employees that I manage two campuses. I work in the city in Trenton, in a rough area, which, I work in a trauma center, crisis center. I see it all. So the boxing world is, when I go into the boxing world, people be like, "It's such a rough sport." Not if you see my day job, no, it's not a rough sport. this is this is much worse than what I deal with. Okay. So my day job, some days I ask myself, how long am I going to do this? I want to pivot in my career because sometimes it can be that stressful. Dealing with so many different personalities and managing different departments is not easy at times. I do it because I love to do it. And, I have leadership skills that allow me to do the job. But my goal is to be self-employed and have a coffee shop.
Really?
You weren't ready for that one, were you?
I was not. Oh,
Wasn't
no,
ready for that one, were you?
that one,
Yep.
that, if they don't
Hmm.
sit down, because I never,
I want to serve coffee and just have people smile.
wow, wow.
Yep. Yeah,
Um,
I want to have a Latin coffee shop with a Latin vibe.
okay, okay. That- and I
Yep.
can, I guess I should expect that, because of some of the posts that I see you post are very mellow. They're
Hmm.
they're very soothing. They're places that, you can see yourself.
Yep. That's the coffee shop that I envision is going to have the same energy that people get from me when they're around me.
Okay. And I
So
like
because anybody has can do a coffee shop, and what draws people in is not the coffee, because coffee is coffee.
it.
It's the people inside the coffee shop, how you make them feel, the experience.
I am, I guess I'm just in awe because
I know. I know.
I say, I want to be this world famous female trainer. It's not very
Hell
many.
no. I'm going to continue to train. That's never going to stop. Me being physical is never going to go away. I I will be anything that has to do with physical activity. I will continue to do until God says, "Okay, you need to sit down."